have a question for you guys. If you guys had the opportunity to save 60% of your time when it comes to finding strategies and making money off of them, would you try to save that time? Well, I'm happy to say that this is actually a possibility with the amount of advancements that we're getting with AI here today. But to get into that, and specifically to get into how Claude Code can help you achieve that, let's first talk about the entire training process. And I split this up in three sections: 20% being the personal strategy finding stage, 60% being the overall research phase, and 20% being the execution phase. So, what are the steps? First, us as human, this is what we have to do. And I mean, this may still seem like work, but I mean, look, this isn't free money out there. If it was free money, everyone would be doing it and there would be no value to it. So you still have to put in a lot of work even to set all this up and to find these ideas. But the technical portion, you may find a bit of help elsewhere. But first step is consuming knowledge. You want to read research papers, academic papers, news flow, and make ideas as to what you think will happen when something else happens. And by consuming this knowledge, it makes it much easier to find different ideas. And if you're able to find different ideas, say that, let's do an example of this, right? Say you saw a paper saying that banks tend to sell a lot of their stocks at a particular day in the month during a particular time. An idea you might make is that this bank selling pressure might cause the stock market or particular stocks to actually go down at the same time as a result of that selling pressure. And with that idea, we can formulate a hypothesis. And you can do it like this, right? If X happens, Y tends to follow. So, I mean, what would your hypothesis be in that situation? We can say that on X day of the month, price on X day of the month at X time, price will go down, or price tends to go down more than go up, right? We want to see a clear correlation between that time and the return that price makes within that given time period. And to test that, we can do scatter plots, we can use correlation, significance testing, and much more, right? Here's when we can start to make these scatter plots to test our relationship. And if you find something, we can go further into it and actually formulate a trading strategy with it, right? If we know that this is going to happen at X time during X day of the month, then we can say that on the day before, on the market close of the day prior to that selling pressure, we're going to short. And on the close of the day where the selling pressure occurred, we're going to exit. And we're going to buy because we want to buy during the rest of the time. Just a simple strategy, right? And we're taking this statistical edge that we found and directly leveraging that in the strategy. And that's what we want to make sure we want to do, right? And of course, you got to write up the code to do the scatter plot. We got to write up the code to do the back test, which is a historical performance check. We're using past data and seeing how the strategy performed in past data. Then we want to check our back test, check all our code, all our results, to see if there were any biases, see if we're overfitting, see if we had any look-ahead bias, which is explained in our other videos. But those biases can be a secret killer that's very important to avoid. Furthermore, we want to do forward testing because just because it worked in the past, it does not particularly mean that it's going to work now. And we want to make sure we're including fees and stuff as well, because certain micro edges, they get like annihilated when you include fees into the process. And then finally, we want to stress test the edge that we got through Monte Carlo simulation, which could be bootstrapped or non-bootstrapped. Both will work greatly, and it's a good idea to do both as well and get a good idea as to what types of returns are reasonable. And then finally, we want to test live execution. We want to put our money on the line trading the strategy. Now, let's break down the 3 phases by the effort. 20% personal input, 60% is a research phase, and 20% is improvement and execution. We've already gone over this. But here is the key insight, right? AI can actually handle that 60% of the research phase that's in the middle. If all we have to do, right? We're the ones that are doing the personal input, right? We're gathering the ideas. AI kind of sucks at gathering ideas and testing those ideas effectively, right? Because it just can't do that greatly without user input. And a reason for this could simply be that it does not have that knowledge base. It's not really trained on with the perspective of finding strategies. And I mean, obviously you can use it to even help you hypothesize and find signals. You can use it to find those research papers to read. You can ask it to summarize those research papers, right? We've talked about this in the other video. But if we're able to provide a hypothesis, if we're able to analyze the things in the research phase, which Claude Code can do with us if we build appropriate workflow, you can gain very good results. I mean, right away, this is what you can do, right? Set up a workflow, which, I mean, I've already set up, and I can show you guys an example of how it works. But I'll show you step by step as how you can create your own as well, right? So, we provide the hypothesis, we give it the data, or we can show it how to export data using an Alpaca API or something of that nature. We can give it strategy rules, we can give it risk parameters, and then what the AI can do for you, it can write the code for the backtest, it can write the code for the scatter plot statistical testing, and it can give us back the results. And what do we do with those results? We analyze those results to see if it's good enough to be turned into live. And what further this can do is you can make it analyze so many different things. You can make it do the Monte Carlo, you can make it do bidding analysis where you're separating your returns into the bins of various different factors. And if you see that, let's say for example, when volume during the period that we're trading or during the prior day is very high, we make a lot more returns during our trading session. And in periods where the volume is very low, we typically lose money. Then you can make a filter that avoids, you want these to be rolling bins obviously, but you want to avoid taking those trades where the day had low volume in the prior day. And you want to take those trades where the prior day had high volume relative to the last XYZ period. And you want to test this using rolling bins and different parameters on that as well. And that can provide a filter that can increase results and increase your risk adjusted returns as well. And you can do that. AI can do the code for you. You are the one that just has to analyze the results and essentially be the operator that determines where that edge or where that hypothesis is going to lead into, right? So say 60% can even be a understatement. It might be more 70, 75%, maybe even more depending on how you use it, because all of these AI can help accelerate the process, and it can do this research portion for you, right? And that's only if you set it up properly. So now I'll be showing you exactly how you can set it up. 10 minutes so far, we've just gone over the entire workflow. So I don't want to make this particular video too long. So I'm gonna make this a 2-part video, and in the next part, which should be the next part of the compilation as well, I'll show you a step-by-step guide as to how you can set it up. But this is essentially the overview as to how the AI research engine workflow is going to be, what we have to provide, what the AI can do. We want to know the AI's limitations as well, and how exactly we're going to use it. To summarize, we provided the inputs, including what the hypothesis is, what the idea is, what the strategy idea is, and we analyze the results that the AI gives us, and we see if there's any improvements to make, and we go from there on until we get to the live deployment phase, where we run different audits and we manually check over the live execution code to make sure it's doing exactly what we want it to do. So yeah, I'm going to see you guys in part 2, where we're going to be showing you exactly how to create this. First, I'll show you a walkthrough as to how my current workflow works, which I'm constantly improving on, and then build a quick workflow live in front of you guys. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'll see you guys then.